Welcome to CMN231. It's a course that explores the planning of communication campaigns. So I'm Sandy O'Sullivan. I'm an associate professor in the School of Creative Industries, and I'm the course coordinator, lecturer and tutor across CMN231 this semester, so we'll be spending a lot of time together. Across this course, we're going to focus on the how and why communication-focused campaigns matter, who benefits from them, who undertakes them, and really importantly, how they've changed across the emergence of social media and global connectedness. We're also going to be discussing their impact and effect and a little bit about the history. So, of course, you'll conceive of your own campaign approach as well as a part of this, and that's what the assessments are formed on. This semester, revolution, which is essential to any campaign actually, will be the key to your learning and assessment. While it's a part of a suite of PR and communication focused courses, this course also leaps outside of those areas to look at campaigns more generally. And it's really important that it also adapts to real world work experiences that you can anticipate in the future. So more on that at the beginning of the first module, which you'll be looking at on Tuesday. So modules. The course is separated into 3 4-week modules. These modules all connect to one of the 3 pieces of assessment, which, by the way, all connect to one another. As is always the case with learning across communication field, the courses allow you to build your own learning journey, and they focus on areas of interest that align with your future work. So look, the assessment you'll be doing will be 3 parts of a campaign pitch. So this pitch will help you to explore in practice the ways that we can understand and develop effective campaigns. So against the modules, we'll have these assessments. The first module is effectively understanding what a campaign is and why campaigns matter. So over the first 4 weeks, we're going to look at the topography of a campaign. We'll examine how brands operate, the differences between communication campaigns and advertising campaigns, as an example, and really what impact campaigns have for clients and how you can manage that impact as well. So look, clients are framed really widely within this course because they're framed really widely with all kinds of campaign management, whether it's government, non-government, not-for-profit, business, working across a very, very broad brief. The first assessment due in week 4 connects back to this. It's your plan. So you want to start thinking about what that organisation is that you aim to pitch your campaign to. And we'll talk about that in length in the first tutorial. So the second module, which starts in week 5, will focus on the detail of structuring campaigns. How do you pitch a campaign? How do you cost a campaign? And really importantly, how do you mount a campaign? What do you do? We also focus on the evaluation process of that campaign because it's a big part of your pitch. And you'll be presenting all of that from weeks 9 through to 11. The third and final module that helps you prepare your campaign report focuses on the effect and response to campaigns. And just like the acronym RPACE, which you're going to learn all about from week 1, but across all of the weeks, it takes the idea full circle. So it reminds us that every step of a campaign involves reflection and a return to another part of the process. It's cyclical. So in 2020, I'm sure you're already aware that communication plans rely on really complex understandings of social media. Now, to this end, what's woven through the course in order to fully appreciate it and to plan for your own communication campaign, you're really going to need to become familiar with social media, not just in relation to campaigns and campaigning, but starting to think about audience impact. So my big question to you, and an important question for this intro video, is do you use social media already? Do you have social media accounts across the most common platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also perhaps in other areas depending on what your campaign is? I'd strongly advise you to set up these, even if you just do it for the sake of the course. just so that you can observe and engage a little in how these campaigns are operating. There's really very few campaigns that are not working in that online space anymore. So, and you can see the way that they're managed into the space if in fact they are largely offline campaigns as well. Look, I know you all come from a range of different backgrounds, discipline areas, interests, and we always say we've got diverse interests, right? You need to capitalise on these to build your campaign. Pick an area that holds your interest for your campaign, one that will support the field that you're aimed to work in. And it'll be part of your ongoing conversation this semester as well, between us, between you and your fellow students, and really start to engage in why campaigns are meaningful to you. So I've got some housekeeping notes. I'm going to try and read these off. You will have read this duplicated a number of times across the Blackboard space, but we've had to adjust the course outline to accommodate some of the issues with being online this semester. So I guarantee that this will facilitate rather than harm any learning that you've got, and it won't add any extra burden to your work. There's no extra words or extra tasks to do. So just some specifics on how it'll operate, though you'll read it across the both adjusted course outline, but also importantly, it's in each section of Blackboard. In the original, it had 2 individual assessments and then a group one. This contained an inconsistency as the final assessment builds on the first 2, so it doesn't make sense for you to be doing that. Now, you can complete it as a group 1, a group of 2, if you choose to, or you can do it as an individual. If you do it as a group of 2, you're going to have to select one of the campaign parts that you built on. And so it does mean that you might be investing in an area that you're not so keen on, not so interested in, and not as engaged in. You'll receive a shared grade for it as well. So that'll be up to you to decide, and we'll talk about that right from week 1. Yep. So as you will have read in the course outline too, all the lectures will be in video form. So I'll be doing typically a 10 to 20 minute video. I talk a lot, it might be longer than that, but it will also have a lot of other content that you can engage with. Now, the tutes, we know that up until week 5, the tutes will also be fully online. And so just do have an awareness of that. And of course, I've put information about that up as well. Over the 13 weeks, you've got 12 lectures, or lecture shapes, if you like, and 10 tutorials. So there's a bit of spacing out, which you'll see in the week by week in the getting started part of Blackboard. You also have 2 weeks for projects. So when you look at 2 assessments that are like weeks 9 and 11 and then another one at 13, really effectively you've got another 2 weeks in between that. So to complete that task. Look, good luck across the semester. I'm really excited to be working with you. I've been an academic for 28 years and I've loved teaching across this area, and it's the first time teaching back into it for a while, but I've been teaching and promoting and doing work across the social media area for a very long time. And I'm really excited about it. Look, although we'll be online until at least week 5, for the whole of the semester, the lectures, we're going to rely on one another to connect up. So when we come in for the tutes, and I don't care which tute you come into, I think we've only got about 14, 15 people. So I don't mind if you come into the first tute or the second tute. And that's 4 to 6 or 6 to 8. So at the moment, they're both online. Eventually, one of them may be in real space and the other one will be online. You can flip around. It really doesn't matter. But we don't have big numbers, so we need to be connecting with one another. And really importantly, you can contact me anytime via phone or email. We can set up a Zoom. If you're concerned about anything, if you want to chat about the course, I'll also have some set hours. And for the meantime, those hours will be like a Zoom, open Zoom, so that you can just pop into it rather than in real space, as I'm not back on campus. So, and look, even within the tutes, we've got some shared conversation space. So there will be opportunities to workshop in the very real sense the work that you're doing. And I'll also set up some other times across the semester. Good luck with it all. This is a really exciting time to be thinking about campaigns. Think about some of the very broad social interest campaigns that are happening at the moment, and we'll start to focus on that. So this week it's going to be an intro. So in the first week it's going to be an intro and just a little bit more information in the week 1 lecture on what's involved with developing a campaign. And then week 2 we're going to start to talk about branding. What it means to construct a brand, how we understand organisations and clients that we might work with. So it focuses a little on that. And you might want to think about your own brand as well. So yeah, okay, I'll talk to you over the next few weeks. Oh, just a reminder, of course, and you'll see this written across everywhere, there is not a tute until the second week. So that's the 28th is the first tute. And we'll always be running lecture to tute in the following week. So the week following is the tute for that lecture. And of course, you can engage with the lecture material anytime you want to across that week, the week before we talk about it. Lovely.